Hello everyone, I'm Shiro and welcome to my first impressions of DAGASHI KASHI. Now first off, you might be thinking this is a little bit different from the other videos I've already uploaded to this channel, in that I'm not on the screen and there is in fact a drawing of the main character of DAGASHI KASHI, Hotaru, which I did earlier today. Obviously it's sped up. But I decided to try something different, so that's going to be going on in the background while I talk about the first 3 episodes, which I've now had a chance to watch. And I'm going to be talking about my first impressions, similar to how I did with Dragon Ball Super. I'm going to be doing that now, and then starting from next week, I don't know what day I'll upload a video on, but I'll review episode 4 and continue on from there. But I'll start off by saying that it seems pretty fun to start with. Follows a lot of very kind of commonly seen slice of life tropes. There is a little bit of fan service. It definitely plays on that. I've actually heard that the main female character, Hotaru, has actually been called the Dojinshi Queen by many people in various different forums and on Facebook and all over the place, really. So people are very, very aware of the amount of fan service and the amount of the amount of liberties they're taking, the amount they're taking advantage of the fan service as a whole. The fandom is very, very aware of that. But so far it seems good. The sense of humor that they use is very similar to my own, so I quite enjoy it. I have a kind of I'm not proud of the fact that I like this kind of comedy and I like this kind of show, but I do like this kind of show. It is a guilty pleasure for me. The whole kind of stereotypical nosebleed trope and the whole kind of very much teenage boy humor that I grew up on over the last 10 years of my life, I still very much enjoy it. It's still very fun. It's part of the reason why I like The Daily Life of High School Boys so much. It's another show. I think that was by Square Enix, I think. But that was hilarious. I really, really enjoyed that. You should go watch that. But I'm not talking about that. So within the first 3 episodes, they did a very, very good job. The first one, they introduced pretty much all of the main characters. The second one, they kind of settled it down into a more comedy-based show with different scenes. It's not always the same setting, it's not always the same characters acting together in the same way. Quite often they'll be in different pairs, and you'll see fleshed out versions of each of the characters throughout the second episode, which is good. The third episode, which I literally just finished watching, is the fan service pool episode that has become just a standard trope with anything slice of life or anything at all with girls in nowadays. It's definitely not bad. Like I said, it's still very, very funny. I do really, really like the art style. It is very, very kind of interesting to me. That's one of the things I found out when I was actually drawing this. I really, really like the eyes that Hotaru has. They're really, really cool. They're really hard to fucking draw because I'm quite the perfectionist when it comes to drawing eyes, and it was pissing me off a lot. You'd be able to see that I do struggle with them quite a bit when I draw them. But no, the art style is really, really cool. It's very, really, really unique. I haven't really seen much of anything like that before in an anime, so it's quite cool to see that. It's very interesting. Like the main character, Hotaru, is very different from the main female character in a lot of kind of slice of life romance comedies. She's very much more eccentric. Like normally they're either very moe or either very tsundere, sometimes both, but she doesn't seem to be either as such. She has a few kind of moe moments, but it's mainly fan service based. She's mainly unaware that she's doing it, and to start with, I'm not sure if there's any kind of romance intended with her character. I haven't read the manga, so I wouldn't know. But at the moment, the secondary female character, Saya, seems to be the one with the kind of romantic story going on with the main character Kokonatsu. And her brother is very much the kind of stereotypical, thinks he's kind of a cool ladies' man kind of guy. Really is just kind of a stupid douche. But then he's funny because of that, so that's good. Like I said, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of romance between Hotaru and Coconuts. I'm going to call him Coconuts because that's what they do in the show, and it's easier to say. He very clearly is attracted to her. She has quite the large set of boobs, so that's kind of understandable. She is portrayed as a very attractive person. She doesn't obviously know that, seemingly, although I get the feeling that she knows more about herself than she lets on, and she just kind of has this aura of being a clumsy airhead, and they're falling for that. I think she's actually very, very cunning. She's not quite as stupid as you would think, but we will see in the forthcoming episodes. Hopefully episode 4 actually has some kind of story, because we don't know much about the main character, we don't know much about Hotaru, we don't know much about any of them really. That's not a particularly bad thing. I quite like it when it's just, you don't need to know about the stuff because it doesn't make much sense, and it's just here for you to watch, enjoy, and take from it what you will. It's just a bit of fun. And I enjoy series like that, honestly. I enjoy ones that I can just sit back, zone out, watch and laugh and chuckle to. But equally, I would like something to happen. I would like for there to be an event where, you actually see why Coconuts doesn't really want to run the sweet shop, why he'd rather draw manga. You'd get to see if Hotaru does actually have any feelings, whether she's just this crazy, eccentric, sweet, loving girl, which we all believe her to be at the minute. But yeah, seemingly it's good. I just hope something actually happens. This is going to be quite short because I don't want to go into too much detail, because otherwise I'll just ramble on and I'll talk forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I will say that the characters all work amazingly well together. The fact that Saya and Hotaru get along really, really well, that was something I wasn't expecting. Normally when there's a kind of dynamic along those lines where it's almost like a love triangle, they don't really get along. It's only normally in harem shows that is the case. This is not a harem by any means. This is not ecchi by any means. There is fan service and they do take advantage of that, but I wouldn't say it's going as far as ecchi. I would consider something along the lines of Rosario Vampire to be the kind of limits of ecchi, and anything more extreme than that is definitely right down to like To Love Root Darkness, which is essentially just smut. So no, I wouldn't say it's particularly ecchi. I'd say it's fairly kind of kid-friendly in a way. There may be some questionable parts, especially in the 3rd episode, but no, I wouldn't say there's anything too risque about it at all. It's fun. It's very, very fun. I like the fact that all of the characters get along well. I like the fact that it makes a lot of jokes. I know that it's, it knows what it is, and I very much appreciate that and respect that in stories. One of the reasons I actually like High School DxD as much as I do is because it just knows what it is. It's not trying to be a super serious show. It knows that people only watch High School DxD for the boobs and the jokes, and it plays to that. And it plays to that very well. And this series isn't really any different. It knows that people watch it because it's funny, it's lighthearted, and it doesn't make any sense. And so it's sticking that way, at least for the time being. Obviously, we don't know how it's going to pan out as more episodes get released. But I'm hoping that'll be good, at least, because it will give me something to watch. And it seems to be set in summer as well, which is quite nice, because I can just watch it and relax, knowing that it might be drizzly, rainy, and cold in the middle of January right now in England. But at least in that show, it's sunny. And that makes me look forward to summer, where we might actually see the sun for once. And on that rather depressing note, I will say thank you for watching, everyone. I have been Shiro. This has been my first impressions and kind of a review of the first 3 episodes of Dagashi Kashi. If you liked this video, then leave a like. If you want to see more, then subscribe. And I will see you all again very soon. Goodbye. Or rather, he's a lazy ass son of a bitch that only does what he absolutely has to do and nothing more.